Hi, boys and girls. It's nice to be with you again today. Today we're going to do a little drawing of Pete the cat because he's such a cute character and I really like him. And we've read several stories with Pete the cat in them. So I thought it would be fun to draw Pete the cat from this book because remember this? He's wearing his school shoes. And his school shoes in this picture are bright red. When we get ready to make our Pete the cat, you can color yours whatever color shoes you want, but I'm going to keep mine red to go with the story. I looked in the book to find a picture that showed his whole body because we're going to try to make his whole body. So let's look at it for a minute. His head is kind of like a circle, a little bit like a flat circle. His body is long and skinny. His arms are long and skinny. His legs are long and skinny. He's got kind of big feet for such a skinny cat, but we're going to make his shoes on his feet. And then he's got a cute little curly cute tail. He also has big eyes, see him? And what shape is that on top of his head that are his ears? Can you see that? What shape should we try to make his ears? Triangles. You're right, triangles. And the eyes are kind of like half circles, kind of like the letter U almost. We'll get to that when we get there. But we're going to try to make our Pete the cat with his red shoes on. And then we'll write something about our picture because that's what a story is. You make a picture and then you tell what it's about. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to today use my black pen just like I always do because it's good to see a good outline. And remember, sometimes we make mistakes in our drawings. It's okay. I make mistakes too. It's totally okay. So just enjoy the drawing and the coloring time, and then we'll write a sentence about our Pete the Cat book, either about the book or about our picture, whatever we decide. Okay, so I'm going to stand up and start at the top because I have a big piece of paper, but I want to make his head way up here. So I have room for his legs down to here, and then we'll write something down here, okay? I'm going to go to the top and draw his head. Remember, it's a circle, but it's a little bit like a flat circle. Remember, almost like an egg. Remember how we did the egg? It was like a tall circle. Well, it's like turning an egg on its side, sort of. So let's just try it and see what we get, okay? So for his head, I'm going to draw a circle. See what I mean about it's a little bit of a flat circle? And I hope you can see that. Okay, and then I'm going to draw his ears. One big triangle here and one big triangle here. He had big, big triangle ears, doesn't he? I hope these are good enough for you to see. I might try to hold it up here so you can see it better. See it? Okay, there we go. Now, when I do his body, I'm not really going to give him a neck, but I'm just going to make him a long, skinny body, like this. Long, skinny body. See it? Can you see it? I'm trying to hold this so you can see it better. There you go. Long, skinny body. Now maybe I can put it back over here so you can see the rest of him. Okay, next we have his legs. So let's give him, again, long, skinny legs with big feet at the bottom. So there's a long, skinny leg with a big shoe at the bottom, okay? And his legs are super skinny, aren't they? And here's this big old shoe on this side. Okay, we'll make his shoe a little bit bigger. See what I mean? If you make a mistake, it's okay. It's all good. Just like Pete the cat says, remember? Okay, and then I'm going to give him two skinny little arms. And if you want to put a couple of claws on there, you can. Because you know cats have claws on their little arms and their little paws. And then I'm going to give him a cute, curly, cute tail. It's almost like a smile, okay? Now we're going to look at his eyes. Remember how his eyes looked in the book? Remember how funny they looked? So we're going to make them kind of like a half circle. So let's see if I can do a half circle. I'm going to start in the middle here, kind of. I'm going to make a big half circle here and a big half circle here. Does that look about right? And then at the very top, notice this. These two little parts are actually the part he sees out of his pupils. And so you can see that's almost like a little bit of an upside down triangle. So let's see what we can do with that. So I'm gonna make a little bit of an upside down triangle here. I'm holding my pen just right. Just a little bit of an upside down triangle, and then I'm gonna color it in because the white part is actually very small. A little bit of an upside down triangle, and then I color it in so the white part is very small. Okay? All right, and then for the nose, as you can see on the cover, it's a white nose. That means we're not going to color it. So we're just going to color a little bit like the shape of a nose and draw a couple of nostrils there. The nostrils are what we breathe from. And we're going to leave it white. We're not going to color it in. So let's see. I'm going to see if I can make a little bit of a nose here. And I'm going to give him 2 nostrils. There. How does that look? All right. I think we're ready to color. Oh no, one more thing. If you notice on his shoes, the bottoms are white and the toes are white. So I'm going to draw a line so that they'll be part of the shoe we will not color. We won't color that or that. And then along the bottom, the sole of his shoe is also white. So we won't color that. And his shoes come up to about here. Okay? So now we're ready to start. Let's start with our, where did my blue go? Oh, here it is. I'm going to start with my blue for Pete. I'm going to just start at the top, just like we made him, and I'm going to color in his blue, his blueness. Again, I'm using a fat crayon, but I'm using the end of it. I want it to be really flat so I can color a bigger area at one time. The ears are a little tricky because they're pointed, right? So that's a little bit harder, but when we get down to his tummy, it'll be much easier. Okay, so one ear, okay, and one ear. Let me get to the flat part here. There we go, one ear. There we go. Okay, and now his face. Again, we want to be blue, except for his eyes and his nose. We're leaving his nose white. So let's color around his face, same thing, between his little eyes. I'm having trouble getting my crayon the way I want it. There we go, now it's better. All right. Okie dokie. Coloring it in, coloring it in. Trying to fill in all the white so nothing shows but blue. Get up close to the edges. Don't color his nose, remember. All right. And I might not finish coloring all of him so that we have time for our writing, because you can finish your Pete the Cat coloring at home as well. So let's see. I'm going to color his head. That's one of the hardest parts, I think. And then we'll get on with the, maybe we'll color his shoes next, because that's fun. All right, here we go. Here's his head. And all done, okay? Now I'm gonna go down and color his shoes. And I forgot, it shows in the book that his shoestrings are white. But it's really hard to draw white shoestrings, and so I'm just going to make his shoestrings black. So it's they're little lines that look like shoestrings. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, and one more up here. Okay, that looks kind of like shoestrings, doesn't it? All right, let's color his cute little shoes now. Again, we try to just color what's supposed to be red. All right, leave the white part white. That is something to remember when we're coloring. Okay, and again, if you make a little mistake, it's okay. We're just learning to be good artists. Oops, you see what I did? I got a little bit of red inside the white. It's okay. Let me do the other shoe, and then we'll see how we're coming along. And maybe you'll get to finish the rest of your blue at home on your own, okay? Because I know you can do that part by yourself. All right, coloring in the shoes. All right, here we go. I think we're pretty good on the shoes, right? This time I was a little bit more careful. I didn't get it in the white part. Okay, there. His head looks adorable and his shoes look adorable. Let's think about his eyes. What color is this big part of his eyes? It's kind of an orange, isn't it? I'm going to use orange. That's what I have that looks the best, I think. So I'm going to color in his funny orange eyes. Isn't that funny? I just think they're great. It's what makes Pete so unique. Unique means very different. He's very different, even from other cats. And you can see that when you look at his friends. Okay, there's one big eye, and there's another big eye. Okay? Now I'm going to stop coloring for now, and I'm going to go ahead and write a sentence about Pete. Now there's a lot of things you could write about Pete. You could say, I like Pete the cat. That's a great sentence. Or I like it. One of the things I like in the books that he says a lot, he always says, it's all good. Remember that? When he's walking down the hall back to his classroom, he says, it's all good. So that's something we could write. Or we could just say something as simple as, I like Pete the cat. So think about what you want to write, and then I'll think about what I'm going to write. Since I drew him today with red shoes, I think I'm going to write about his shoes. So here I go. I'm going to make a line for every word. Oh, I better count them first. Ready? I like the red shoes. So how many words is that? Let's count them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so I need 5 lines. Remember how we do the lines? Just helps us know where the words are going to be. I like the red shoes. And then at the very end, I put a period. Now another reason we put lines is so that we'll know that after each word is a little space. A little space. So it's I. You all know how to write the I. Capital I. And then we leave a space, and then we write on the next line. Like. What does the word like start with? O, L. And most of you should probably know this word by now, because I think we use it a lot in our writings. L-I-K-E. And then red, Oh no, I was going to put red down here. I like the. Remember the word the? That's one of our sight words. Let's see if you can remember it. It's T-H-E. I like the, and I'm going to put dots like we did the last time, because that way I know where to put my finger when I'm reading. I like the red. Now what does red start with? R, D, red. And then shoes. Sh. There's 2 letters that make the sound of sh. S-H-O-E-S. Period. Oops, I need 2 more dots. Dot, dot. Okay, let's read our writing now. I like the red shoes. And when you finish your writing and your drawing, and hopefully you'll finish coloring it, I'm going to finish mine after I turn the video off, because it takes quite a long time to color a lot of things. But I'm going to finish him up, and then I'm going to hang him on the wall. And I'll show you over here. I have a few other things that I put on the wall that we've been working on. Let's see if I can figure out. Let me turn it around so I can see. Hold on, trying to turn my self around. All right, can you, oh, I don't want you to see that. Hold on. Mrs. Howerton has some things in this room that are, all right, here we go. We're on this now. So remember the bunny? We did the bunny writing. Oops, where is he, Mr. Bunny? There he is, the bunny writing. And then below that, remember we did the egg. The egg is down here. Do you see it? So pretty. Can't hardly see it all. So I'm hanging them on my wall, or on my mirrors is where I'm hanging them. So maybe you can do the same thing when you're doing yours, okay? That will be fun. And finish your Beat the Cat, and I'll show you mine on the wall the next time we meet. Okay, have a great day. Bye-bye.